Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Chronicle. Today is the first episode of the series which I am calling Artism, because it's autism and art. I'm pretty sure I'm not autistic, but I've got a couple friends that think I really am. So take that as you will. Anyway, today we are designing my channel banner. So this is what it is right now. Now the thing is this, you see this square here? So this is what you can see on all devices, right? Regardless of what device you're on, you can see inside this little rectangle here, right? Now, if you're on desktop, you can see essentially this entire middle slice here, which I haven't actually blocked out. I should probably do that though. Maybe I'll leave that for later though. Anyway, so you can see this entire middle slice if you were on desktop, right? But if you're on TV, you can see this entire thing, this entire whole white piece that I've got here. So my plan is what I'm going to do is inside this rectangle here, I'm going to put a design, right? And then on the ends here, I'm going to put just, I think, some sort of like pattern just for fun, right? So that way, if you're on mobile, you would see this as my banner. If you're on desktop, you would get those two little fun patterns on the side. If you were on TV, which, first of all, I don't think hardly anyone watches like YouTube on their TV. Let me double check to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone watches YouTube on their TV. Maybe a couple people, but like if you do, I don't think you're going to anyone's channel. I think you're just, clicking around videos or like putting on a playlist, right? Or searching. So I find that a little odd that you can see the entire banner if you're on TV. Anyway, the point is, the plan for my channel banner in its completion is this part is for everything. This is going to be my own design. Two patterns on the side. And then if for some reason you were to go to my channel on your TV, you would see the whole design, which what I think I want to do is, I don't know if this is possible considering the proportions of it, but I want to take a photo of me smiling like this, right? And then this is going to be a sensor bar over my eyes, and then you would see my smile, my creepy smile down here, with my finger over it. So it's like a fun little secret. If you happen to be on TV, you'll see the whole crazy design. So let's get started. We got to get rid of all this. Let me get my eraser, make it bigger. Okay. Weep, 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 weep. Yeah. And let me talk about what we're going to be doing here. So the fun thing about the art videos, the Artism videos, is that they're also going to like double as Yap sessions, so I can just talk about like my art and what I'm doing. I'll probably get rid of this too. Now, what I'm going to go for today, because I think this will probably have to be multiple parts. Holy moly. Okay, wow. All right. Well, I'm also wondering like how bright this is on everyone's devices. I'm honestly not sure what it's going to look like, but Okay, that looks all nice and filled in. Make this bigger. I can't hardly see anything in all this yellow. Okay, we have a yellow square. Okay, so what this is going to be is, I have these little smiley faces. I've shown them before. Let me get an example real quick. 1 second. Oh, wait a minute. I lied, they're right here. Okay. Ugh. These little smiley faces. Check out this one. Let me double check to make sure these are actually in frame and I'm not looking stupid. This one, that's Suture. This one, that's Pummel. They were the first two that I ever made. And then I also got the John O'Lantern. I've got a couple others. One of my favorites, Fang. Anyway, they're these funny little smiley faces that I like to draw. And they're sort of like OCs. And when I mentioned that, my friends were like, oh, do they have lore? I'm like, no, they're smiley faces. What would they do to each other? Like, they don't even have bodies. Anyway. So these are like my OCs, and I like drawing them. It's a long story, which is not the focus of this video, but I feel like it was relevant. Point is, I like drawing these funny little smiley faces, and that's what I'm going to put in my channel banner. I'm going to put different kinds of those guys, starting with the big one, Pummel, the first one, and I like drawing them because it feels very free to me. Now, I don't know how big I should make this brush if I want to fit multiple, dudes in here. So Pummel is the main one. He's going to be here at the forefront. I wonder if I should actually make it white. should make it white, because they have colors themselves. Yeah, we'll make it white for now. And we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, it'd probably be better if it was white now that I think about it. Because everyone has, the designs themselves have colors. So now I gotta fix that little mistake that I just made. I'll make that bigger. Okay. Perfect. Or black. Wait, black? What? I thought it was supposed to be white. Oh my gosh. Boop. Nope. Am I stupid? Why is it turning black instead of white? Okay, well, that changes things. There we go. Okay, nice one, Asher. Thank you. All right. The one we're going to start with is Pummel, which was that funny little one. He's honestly probably my favorite, and he's kind of the one that feels... That's too thick. That feels like me, because what I did was I have a friend, and I was like, I made this one after you, and it was a princess. And she said why, and I kind of like dodged the question entirely. But I was thinking, I was like, what if, other people... I also have a coworker that I made one for. That one was like a weird little freaky kind of thing. But yeah, so Pummel kind of feels like me a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And this isn't quite looking like how I want to. If you're wondering, like, Asher, what are you doing? I'm trying to draw its head, his face. And I'm doing it like this. I'm not using a perfect circle because it's supposed to be very chaotic and like freeform. One of the reasons I like drawing them so much is because, you couldn't really tell from those pictures I just showed you. Let me bring up Suture again as an example. Yeah, so Pummel is very like official. He looks great. Now Suture, I want you to pay attention to look at how messy Suture is, right? He's got that. The way that I filled in his face was I essentially went like this, and the way that I did his head was I just went around like this, and then the way that I did his eyes and his mouth is I just kind of scratched, the paint marker into the thing. It's supposed to be sort of like casual, but like messy, and it makes it fun essentially. Now it's a lot harder to do on the mouse, because I don't have a tablet, but that's why I'm just sitting here spamming Control Z. And if I'm being honest, Pummel's maybe not the best one to go with as the face, because the way his design is a little tricky, because he's like tilted, and I'm just really bad at drawing circles apparently. No, but he's supposed to be like in that splat of paint, and I'm like, how am I supposed to draw the splat of paint in, this confined of an area? Now, we'll eventually get this circle, I promise, guys. But I kind of want it to look like, messy in a way, because it's like, oh, that's obviously not perfect. And see, now it's too thick. I need to achieve the right thickness without making him look, like an egghead. I'm getting closer, trust me. Nope, because I can't go too far out. Sorry if this is not terribly entertaining. Okay, wait, we might cook here, hold on. There? No, not circular enough. Nope, not circular enough. That's too... What I notice is I tend to draw like egg shapes freehand with my actual hand, but here my circles they're too, like they get squished. They become like an oval that fell over. How hard is it to draw a circle? Pretty hard. Okay. Come on now. Okay. Should we settle for that? Yeah. Alright, now let's draw his eyes. I don't like the placement of that. Now, the medium of digital art here, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, because it kind of like feeds into my perfectionism, because I think, oh, if I don't like it, I can just Control Z, no problem, right? Now, the problem with that is that my perfectionism says, oh, do it again. Oh, try it again. Try it again. Try it again. Try it again. See what I'm saying? It'll just go on forever with, just spamming Control Z. So it's like, it's cool that I can do that, but it does make it a little bit harder. And I've got this far, and I've just realized that Pummel's face is supposed to be yellow. Oh, check that out. It's actually not bad, but it's not the design that I'm looking for. So I'm going to delete his entire face. I also I should have done this before even laying down the circle. I wonder if I can... Because MS Paint is weird. So if I try and grab this circle, scoot it over, apply some yellow, and then scoot it back over, it'll take the white under the black and then put it over the yellow. So let me see how this looks. That's the vibe that you know, we're going for. See if I can do this really precisely. And then we'll bounce back, forward, back. You know, it's supposed to look scribbled, kind of graffiti-esque, almost like it was done by a child, honestly. Alright, we've got some color in him. It's messy looking. It looks great. Alright, nice uneven distribution of color all over his face. And let's start drawing the rest of him. So Pummel is, his face is tilted. His face is turned at like a 45-degree angle, you see. Now, originally, all of them were supposed to be like that, but it became increasingly hard to draw all of them like that. So I ended up not keeping the design. And the reason I draw them, you know, tilted like that, again, is because I feel like it creates that casual vibe where they're not perfect and upright. They are, you know, they're just like, you know, sideways or falling over. And another thing I realized is his teeth are yellow now. So let's see if we can, I wonder if I can just, that's black. Holy moly. Okay. Yeah. Can I just like, yeah. Believe it or not, I usually do think ahead. Not right now, though, if I'm being honest. Right now, I'm kind of goofing it all up. Alright, well, that's the base of him. I'm trying to think how should I get his teeth white. What I can do is I can zoom in by a lot. I can do this kind of maneuver. That's one of the pros, you know, of the digital medium, is that I can do things like this. Right? You can't do this with a pen and paper. I mean, you can try. You can hold it really close to your face, and you can, you know, really lean in there, but it won't be this easy. Believe me. All right, now we're going to make this smaller. I feel like a dentist right now. I don't want to, like, destroy the lines, the crisp, clean, you know, lines of his mouth, but we might just have to. See, now my brush is 2 pixels large. Detailing. He's going to have some pearly whites. Oh yeah, one thing I noticed when I was doing my audio testing was that whenever I press Control-Z, it's really loud. Essentially, my keyboard is really loud. I'm sure you've probably heard it at this point, considering how much I was pressing it earlier. So if that's like super annoying, sorry. I think it must be something with the gain I could change to stop it from picking up my keyboard. But for now, yeah, I think you might just have to deal with it. That would be my bad. You know, I'm not super great at this whole deal. You know, I do this for fun. You know, I'm like One Punch Man. I'm a hero for fun. Not that I'm a hero, but point is I do it for fun. So yeah, and this seems really tedious, so I think I'll finish up his design before I come back and detail his teeth fully. Right now I'm just doing broader sweeps. We gotta draw the puddle. Whoops. We gotta draw the puddle that he's in. And maybe like having a little bit of yellow will like add to the aesthetic. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And again, this is one of the things where it's like it feeds into my perfectionism, and it's not super fun. Let's zoom out. Yeah, look at him. Okay. Now Pummel. Let me look at the original design, which this is on a palette slip from work. Yeah, so he's in this puddle, of it's, I don't honestly know. It's just color, paint, whatever you want to think it is. And also the part where his head is broken, that was not in the original design. That happened because when I was experimenting with these paint markers, I started making it and I was like, oh crap, lighter pigments will show the darker pigment underneath. So I think what I originally did was I just put a blob of green and pink on there, and then I put the yellow on, and I was like, you can totally see through the yellow. So then what happened was I think I essentially had to get the yellow out of my paint marker because I also accidentally mixed it in with other things. This was super stressful. I'm glad it looks as good as it does. Like, subjectively, to me it looks great. Objectively, it's probably mid. Anyway, let's draw the goop that he's in. Now this is going to be a little bit harder because I don't know how to draw the goop that he's in. Because it needs to look like a splat. It's supposed to look like he kind of crashed in it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it might be hard to, like, do that. Because I need to also make, like, a realistic sort of splat. You know what I'm saying? Like this, not realistic looking. At all. Maybe... Yeah, I can't leave out the splat because that's his whole thing. Maybe I didn't think this through all the way. Because if the background were yellow, his face would be the same color as the background. But if he's in a puddle of pink and green, then it would contrast with the background. Therefore, I should fill the background and make it yellow. Are we too late in the process to do that? No. Alright. Yellow. Perfect. And then green. I think I want lime green, but not that lime green. You know what? The original green was darker than I wanted as well, so whatever. Well, I wonder if I could use there's a watercolor brush. Yeah, that looks kind of awful. I'm getting rid of that. Now the real highlight is the pink. I'll get to the pink after the green. Let me see what the original... Yeah, it's going to be hard to draw that splat. But we're going to do it. By golly, by gosh. Brush, okay. So, he's kind of here, he's chilling. He's in this goop. 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 And then pink. So I need to make the splat just go like this. It just needs to go clear across the screen. So I think what I'll do is like I'll make it just sort of ovalish. Alright. I might need a larger brush. Yeah. Let me cook. Trust the process. Alright. Heck yeah. Now it kind of looks like he's in the goop, as opposed to on top of the goop. So let's dial that back a bit. Yeah, so let's try, essentially I'm trying to get a splat like out here without making it look too phallic. Whoopsies. So yeah, so probably have the pink touch the top here. Dun, dun, dun. Like I said, he's gonna be like my mascot, so it's kind of imperative that he is good. Or, see, because I feel like I'm getting too ambitious, because I'm also looking at the white in his face, and I was like, that contrasts with the yellow in the background, right? So it's like, how does he really fit in there? Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to make it really bad. I could start without the splat and then draw it later if I wanted, because it would just look like that or that. Take a look at this. That. Because I also need to have Asher's Chronicle written on it. And I was thinking, how do I contrast this over his face? Because if I make the text black, it'll kind of match up with his, what is it? Like head and smile. If I make it white, it would then match the white in his face, which is not good. Now, if he were yellow and the background were yellow, Then I could use white, because that would contrast with his eyes, his head, and his face, which would also be yellow, right? But that would mean he would have to be, like, entirely filled in. So, yeah, and I can't do that anymore because, see? I just can't, because I already did the scribble part. Control Z, please. Hello? Okay. Oh, this is awful, actually. Yeah, because I can't write Asher's Chronicle over his face, which is where it's supposed to go. Unless there were a background, for it. But I don't want to... I want to put it over him, right? Just, like, slap it right on top of him. But I still need it to be clear. So I think that means that the background has to be yellow and he has to be yellow. But he has to be solid yellow. He can't be like the way that he is now. Gosh darn it, man. TSPMO. Alright, you know what? Let's design the other characters, and we'll come back to it later. One of the other characters, the original, I'm going to put him up in the top right corner, is Suture. Ah, but man, how's that going to work? Because if the background is yellow and they're not solid, then it might look really weird. I really should have thought this through more. I thought I did think it through more. And then I'm over here and I'm like, what's going on? I'm scared. That looks vaguely round, but I don't like it. Maybe I should use a thin brush. Circles thinner. 1 pixel. Too thin. 8 pixels. Too thick. 3 pixels. Yeah, that'll probably work. Alright. Try and draw a circle. Circle. It's a sideways egg, man. Not a sideways egg, man, but... Yeah, because the other characters need to have white in their face. Which means it would be better to do it on a white background. But how am I going to put Asher's Chronicle on a white background? Okay. I can always change it later. That's what we're going to go with. Let's draw his funny little splat with a thin marker. Thinner. Holy moly. Right. Do this kind of maneuver. Kind of, I don't know. I'm going for an abstract vibe right now with the whole splat that he's in. But I feel like it'll just look kind of silly, right, if I do something like that. So we'll take that away. We'll leave him there for now. We'll draw the other characters, because they're, having the whole roster of smiley faces was kind of the point of this banner. Here, you know what I should do for Suture? He's up next. Okay, perfect. And then put a circle around it. Does that look like art, guys? I need to make my brush thinner. It's at 7 pixels. Go down to 6. Go down to 5. Perfect, question mark? I feel like this blob is fairly circle-shaped. Yeah. Okay. Boom. This one is Suture. Notice that I also tend to draw their eyes bigger and bigger. Boom. And he's got 1, 2, well, that one's bad. 2, 3, 4, 5 big stitches across his face. And then he's also, what I like to do is I draw stitches on him, or like sort of around him. Like, let me see. Let me get a real sharp angle here. I put Suture in the corner so that his stitches can like stick out like this. See what I'm saying? I want him to kind of be attached to the side Could we get an even sharper angle? Like, bam, bam. See that? And then you just go, and then you go, and then you go, and then you go. Right? You get the vibe? He's like, yeah, stuck there in the corner, which is the goal. I kind of like him. I kind of like how he looks right now. And then what I do is, let's get an even smaller brush. Again, fun little bonus of this. Now we can do this. Suture is like just bleeding, pretty much. That's what he's supposed to look like. So let me get a little thicker. I'm at 2 pixels. We'll go up to 4. Yeah. He's supposed to look like he's kind of dripping blood everywhere. So yeah, we'll put him right there. That looks good. See, take a look at him now. Beautiful, beautiful. Put some blood in this stitch here. It'll be leaking out on top of his head, dripping down him. Beautiful. He's so bloody. That's the point. I like to do one where he's got a little dripping off everywhere. We'll put one here, and then put another drip down here. And there's suture up in the corner. Perfect. Okay. Pummel and suture, those are the main guys. I'm trying to think who else do I want to include in here. I wanted to get, like, essentially the whole roster. I know Fang is one of them. I'll put Fang over here. How many do I want? Yeah, how many do I want? That's a good question. Let me draw Majesty, I think, because she's pink. And it'd be good, I think, to have multiple colors. So I think we'll put her on the left side here. And we're going to draw her upright as well. Actually, hold on. Now I should start just like this. Yeah. Perfect. I need to make this vaguely circular. I feel like it's getting there. Okay, it's a little small, but that's okay. Okay. Nope. Circular. Circular. Okay, here we go. I don't like that. It was good and then I ruined it. Circular. Vaguely circular. Let me reposition my hand. Circular. Nope. Circular. Circular. Think circle. Okay. Put a little more pink in her. Perfect. Okay. We'll draw her crown. Right here. It's kind of falling off her head, which is how it's supposed to look. Boom. And then, nope, that's bad. And then, boom. Symmetry is like my worst enemy, which again is a pro to doing, you know, them all funky looking. Let's fill it with this color. Fill her crown. Boom. And then we gotta put some red on there for her gems. Good enough, I think. Perfect. And then we gotta draw her eyes. What was I saying? I literally just forgot. Oh yeah, symmetry. Hate it. Or not really. It's cool, but it's really hard to do. So that's why I like drawing in this, it feels, you know, loose sort of form where you just scribble, is because you don't really need a whole lot of symmetry. Like, look at it. Look at her eyes right now. Are these evenly placed on her face? I don't know. The smile. The smile. Oh man. Her teeth are also going to be pink. Okay, well, let's go in and whiten them. Man, I'm definitely going to have to change this later. I don't even know if I want to put this as the main banner, Because I feel like it's just not good enough. I really thought I would make something, you know, good enough to put as the like, banner temporarily. But I don't know if I even want this as the banner temporarily. You know what I'm saying? Because I can always change it, which is fine. But, like, do I want to put this, like, up there right now? I don't know. Because, like, I feel like it's just not even that good. But we'll see how it goes. Clean her teeth real quick. Get all that pink out of there. I think I want to put indecisive in here. He's one of the ones that is more than one, which is pretty cool. Alright, how are you looking, Majesty? Beautiful. Oh yeah, we gotta give her a tier. That's part of her design. And usually I put it on the left. We'll put it there again for now. She's a princess, and she's crying. That's the vibe my friend gives off. You know, a little bit of naive. Ooh, I could put naive on here. That'd be cool. He's got red in him. Okay, that tier is too big. You know, it's supposed to be a little thing. Yeah? Am I cooking? Nope, because it's lopsided at the bottom. Now it looks like a beer bottle. Okay. You don't gotta be rude about it. Nope, that's not a teardrop. Here, let me zoom more, actually. There we go. I was zoomed out because I was trying to see what it looked like in context. That's vaguely teardrop shaped. Zoom out. It just looks like a splotch on her face. Okay. Okay. So I gotta make it, and then, and then. Are we good? Good enough. Oh, I should put Brink on here too. Oh yeah, I give all them names if it wasn't obvious. Alright, I think I'll put indecisive like down there or down there. I'll put Fang over here. I'll put Brink over here. I could maybe fit childish or naive in here. Yeah. Okay. Who would we want to add to the roster next? Fang for sure. He's another one that's tilted, but maybe I should tilt him the other way for this time. Because I don't know. I think you saw him earlier. I'll bring them up again. Whenever I really like them, I end up putting them on the palette slip. Fang. He's almost completely sideways, right? Like, look at that. Now, the thing is, Pummel is already sideways, so I think I'll draw Fang in this corner, and he's going to be tilted the other way. I've hardly ever draw them tilted to the right as opposed to the left. Not sure why. I think it's just a little easier for me. Why? Couldn't tell you. Alright, so we're going to put his first eye here. Second eye there. Or second line. Okay, he's not quite as tilted as I want him to be. Actually, he's pretty tilted. He is falling over pretty much. Yeah, it's harder to draw them when they're at the angle. Okay, I feel like I cooked with him though. Fang is actually one of the few that's just black and white. I try to give them all color. And then you give him two huge fangs, hence the name. And then I try to make them wide. But I don't know if that's going to quite work out. Do not make them crooked. I give him one of these, one of these. I make this stick out crazy like. Just like that, because it looks like he's essentially biting through himself. I'm actually really unhappy with this design, so I'm going to redo the entire thing. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so circle. Imagine a circle. Think circle. 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 Okay, perfect. Circle. I wonder if I could just tilt my head. I feel like this is not working. Yeah, because I keep orienting the X upright. It needs to be like... Maybe I'll draw his mouth first. Mouth. It's a little too low. banana mouth. Okay. Perfect. Let's give him a fang. Give him another fang. Give him another fang. Another fang. And I try to give him 2 lines in between here, but I don't know if that's going to happen, just considering how tight it is right now. Because it makes his middle teeth look really small. Give him an eye. Another eye. Okay. I really don't like that, honestly. We'll come back to Fang. I don't know, I don't want to give up on my boy. I keep doing him so dirty, though. Like, trust me, he's one of my favorite designs to make. But it is hard to do this, man. I can't bear to see him like this. It's like, he looks so goofy, man. Should I just draw him upright? Let's try drawing him upright. Keep the circle. Okay. His eyes might be a little too low. Big ol' mouth to hold his chompers. And then, boom, well, no, boom, big ol' fang. We might make it go off the screen. He's going to be biting into the bottom of the screen. No. Boom. I feel like his fangs don't look very fangy and sharp, like they're supposed to be. And then this is the real pièce de résistance. Is his overbite there. Yeah, he just looks stupid. What if we make him look like this? No, that's gross too. I think I need to make his primary fangs even bigger. Yeah, that's too big though, because now it's like, what do I put here? I can do one line that way. I can do a line vertically. I'm supposed to do a line like this. That's how much room he's supposed to have in his mouth. How am I messing up so much? Am I making his fangs too big? He's supposed to have big fangs. Hence his name. But it's not looking right to me. I wonder why. I think it's because his mouth is so huge. Let's try redoing his mouth. Okay. It's shifted to the left. Not a good start. Boom. Okay. See, that looks too small. Too small. Too small, and I messed up the angle. Okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. We'll leave him there. Probably my worst rendition of him ever, but it's okay. It is okay. Moving on, we're going to draw Indecisive over here. Indecisive is one of my favorite designs, I say, as I'm probably going to mess him up again. And the way it's fun to draw him, because he's actually 2 dudes that are like 1 dude. We'll see if I like that. It kind of looks like a cell undergoing mitosis. I tend to give them eggheads on accident because I overshoot how wide his face needs to be to compensate for what he needs to look like. Okay. I don't love that. We're going to try it. And then check this out. Actually, I'll do that part later. So, Indecisive is made of a happy face and a sad face. Now, I think I put their eyes too far apart. But we'll see how it goes. I remember this Indecisive was one of the first designs that I made where I made it And then immediately I was like, oh yeah, that's good. And they sort of, you see how they sort of mirror each other? Wait, I did so good on this line right here. I think that perfectly lines up. So there's one, they're happy and sad, and then you just go like this. Wow, that was awful. Hold on. Yeah. One more time. Boom. There's indecisive. This half looks a little weird, but when I drew this on a Sharpie, with a Sharpie on paper the first time, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. So he's there. Let me think. I could put Naive. Oh, I could put Brink on here. We'll put Brink on here. Put him right here. We'll have him contrast with, what is it? Pommel. Because Brink is crying. Brink is also one of my favorites. One of the ones... The very first version of Brink was really bad. Let me tell you, it was really bad. Now his mouth is a little hard to draw. But it looks like this. Yeah, he's supposed to be all, look like he's crying all wimbledy wobbledy. And let's go for this blue. Oh yeah. Shed a tear, buddy. He's so sad. And that's the point of him. Why is he sad? Who knows? You just put some tears all up in him. What I like doing is every time I draw him, I'll just draw the tears a little bit differently. Like this, you see how that? Mainly because his mouth ends up looking a little different every time. But, yeah. There's Brink. Barely holding on. I want to make his head look not so eggy. There we go. That was bothering me. Hold on, that was awful. There we go. Alright. What else should we put in here? It'd be pretty cool to put Duplicity in here. But his design is 4 faces with 1 in the middle. So it'd be like if I had one here, 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 and here. We've got Brink. I could look through my sketchbook to think about all the other ones I've drawn. Yeah, because I think I want to put Naive in here. Because he's kind of cool. Low-key chiller. Yeah, we'll put Naive in here for now. I feel like I should make another big one. But we'll put Naive. We'll make him fairly big. And you'll see why he's called Naive in a second. But yeah, you see, like, this is kind of what I go for. See how these lines, that like, they go kind of in and out and create that imperfect look? That's what I really go for. Because I don't want to make it look too perfect. Because like I said, I get very perfectionist-y. And it tortures me. I think, no, try again. Try again. Try again. So I need to learn to like live with it. And I mean, you've seen that already plenty. But put a little blush on him, on this boy. That's not all though. He's got hearts in his eyes. Well, around his eyes. Now, oh my goodness gracious. This might be a little tricky on the computer. But we got it. Let's go. Okay. And one more. Doesn't quite look like the other one. One more pass. Come back around. And I hate that. Come on now. Work with me. He originally didn't have blush. And then I made an experimental design called Bashful, which I think his face was orange and he had blush on his face. And I was like, oh wait, this would match perfectly. with naive. Okay. That's pretty full looking. We could probably fit 2 more in there. Oh, I could put Ledger in there. What else? I could put the Xbox, the gamer looking one on there. I don't know if I could use anything that even resembles the Xbox logo though, out of fear I'd get copyrighted. Let me think. I really like this. I really like this guy, Suture. He's looking great, honestly. Like, I like giving them, as much character as I can. And I feel like him being all stitched up on the wall here is so much character. Again, I would have loved to have the splat with Pummel on there, but I think I said earlier, I get too ambitious. I'm like, oh, this will be easy. It's not easy. It's not easy being green, or something, how the saying goes. Now, I'll probably just, I don't know, because, I feel like if I put this on my channel banner, it's going to look like a toddler did it, which is generally the vibe, but this just looks so bad, I feel like. Like, even if it is subjectively art, which makes it valuable, it's like, I don't know if I want to put this on there, Yeah, because Ledger is just black and white as well. Let me think. I could put, Jumbo on here, but he's also black and white. I kind of want, a bit more color on it. What if I just fill the entire thing yellow real quick? Boop. Boop, 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 boop. That's more color. Yeah, because then it kind of makes them look like paper when their faces are white like that. I think in my head they were all filled in, but yeah, because Suture and Majesty, the queen over here, could be filled in because they have color in their face. But not all of them have color in their face. I could make his face like orange or pink and then give him the red there. And I could make Brink's face blue and then do light blue tears, like looking like this. Right. What if I make your face orange? Yeah, this would probably be orange as well. Oops. Yeah, so he would look like that if he were orange. But we're not gonna make him orange. I can make him pink as well. Yeah, but I don't want him to match the vibe of Majesty too much. Huh. I don't know. If I had an audience and viewers, I could get feedback. But as of recording this, I have told only my mom about the channel, and I have a feeling she hasn't searched it up yet. So, yeah. I might just rather keep the banner in progress one that I had. Yeah, should I fill this out just for the heck of it? I could. I could put Jumbo in here. I could put... I'm trying to think of ones with, more unique characteristics. John O'Lantern is pretty unique, but I don't just love his design because he's a pumpkin, and I don't think I can draw a pumpkin very well. So, let me think. I could put Console in here. Sometimes I like jamming them together like this. As long as it looks circular enough, it's okay. Put a circle right in here. Right in here. Okay. And his eye is actually blue. This one is blue to represent the blue X from a PlayStation controller. And then his other eye is green like this to represent the Xbox logo. Draws a crude circle around that. Again, this might get taken down for copyright. I really hope it doesn't, because it's such a crude design, It's like you can tell what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't replicate it very well. Look at look at this. Look at this. Who do I think I am? Okay. And do I want to keep that? Sure. Okay. His mouth. Okay, so his mouth is slightly different. It's got a flat edge here. And then it goes over into the smiley. Smiley bit that we all know and love. Oh. And then he's got the same 1, 2, 3, or maybe not, or maybe here. I think he has 1. Hold on, because that's supposed to be a square. 2, 3, and then you do this maneuver. Let me cook. Okay, triangle and triangle. That's a console is his unofficial name. I don't know what else to call him, really. Because he's got the blue X from the PlayStation controller, the green X from the Xbox, and then his mouth is intentional as well. So this, you see, this part is round. This is a button on the old Xbox controllers, and then this is a button on the old PlayStation controllers. They would have essentially a start and a back button. And on the old controllers, the PlayStation one was square, but the Xbox one was rounded like this. So that's why his mouth is flat on that side, with the PlayStation side and the Xbox side. And see, I feel like I added that, and I feel like it just looks goofier and sillier. But yeah, we can fit one more dude right in here. I've only drawn one before with a head that wasn't round, and it was kind of funny looking. I drew a red diamond and I called him Alert. But I'm trying to think, who should I put here? I feel like I'm making their heads too thick. I've noticed as I kept drawing them, I would make their eyes a lot bigger and their mouths a lot bigger and their heads a lot thicker. I think I'm going to draw Jumbo. He is exactly what he sounds like. He's not gonna fit. He's gonna be huge. The point of Jumbo is that he's so large that his head does not contain his features. He looks kind of like that. I don't love that design for him. Again, the very first Jumbo I ever drew, I thought was absolutely amazing. So we'll put him here. Try not to make him an egghead. Huge eyes, man. Huge eyes. I try and make them touch if I can. And I could, but, you know, I don't want to get too crazy. He will infringe upon Fang a bit, but it's fine because it's a disgusting rendition of Fang. And then, and there's Jumbo. So, Pummel, Suture, Majesty, Naive, Brink, Jumbo, Fang, Console, Indecisive. That's it for now, I guess. I don't really know what to say. I really thought I would enjoy this much more than I did. But if I'm being honest, it was okay. I like Brink. I don't think I named him in the rundown for some reason. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I will save this as PNG picture, channel banner, V2. I really hope it doesn't overwrite the first one that was just blank. Ay. Art is such a thing for me. Because when it's good, I enjoy it. When it's bad, I just hate it. Like this, I low-key hate. I like Suture. I feel like Suture is the real highlight of this thing. Even though Pummel's supposed to be front and center, I probably could have made him bigger. But I was thinking about adding the splat, you know, his signature splat. And then I was like, wait a minute, how am I going to do this? Like, I knew that the splat was going to be a challenge, but, like, it really doesn't fit into the form that he is, where he's all loosey like that. Because this version is all solid. His face is solid, the colors are solid, and I could draw it like that, but then I feel like I would have to make the other colors solid, which would be fine, but... Oh, wait, you know what I never considered? Is that maybe I could just use the fill tool and then put it on white. Holy moly. To make their teeth white. That doesn't seem to be doing anything, though. Suture doesn't even have teeth. Yeah, so the splats, you know, they work because all the colors are solid. But if all the colors are loosey like this, then how am I supposed to draw a solid splat of, you know, goop? But I saved it. I don't know if I want to put it up on the channel. Yeah. I don't know how long this was. One thing I'm thinking about is I'm like, is this fun to watch? I think it's fun to see them get created, but I feel like the creation process is not quite as entertaining. Okay, it's saved. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I don't know. I might work on this in my own time. I'm very indecisive about it. Hence the indecisive. Get it? He's right there. Yeah, I don't know. Because I do believe that art, regardless of how good or bad it is, right? Even literal art drawn by a child, right? That's still, that counts, right? But when it comes to my own art, I'm like, this just kind of sucks. Like, I see a couple things on here that I like, but I'm like, like, it has personality, I think. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have feedback. I'd love to hear it. See ya.